Okay, now we have an opinions panel discussing the latest news. I have Christina Ochoa and Adrian Hernandez with me. Now, guys, welcome to the session. I wanted to ask you all first about the tragic plane crash. Do you believe it was a terrorist act, and why or why not?
I believe that it kind of was a terrorist attack because he was attacking the government. You know, I was watching KView when it happened, and they broke into the story. And at first they were really scared. They didn't know if it was a terrorist attack. But he solely wanted to hurt the people that were in the building because of his tax problem. So it could have been a terrorist attack. We don't know. But for him to go to drastic measures, that has to say something about that.
How about you, Adrian?
It seems to me it's more like of a personal attack. He had all these problems that built up to, him wanting to do this. So I think you said it was in the early 90s that he actually had started problems. So I think it's more of a personal attack, and this is his way of letting it out.
Okay, and when y'all first heard, I'm sure you probably didn't hear too much about it. You might have just heard there's a man that, pretty much crashed into a building. And that was all we knew at the beginning for a period of time. What were your first thoughts about that?
I was really concerned for Austin, the city of Austin, and his family, or how many people were in the plane. We didn't, like they said earlier, we didn't know if it was a terrorist attack. So it was kind of going back to 9/11 when you first hear, and since the San Marcos community is really close to Austin, it was really tragic.
Yeah. Well, I first heard about it through Facebook, and I actually didn't think that much of it. I thought it was, Austin is like a small city. I thought it was maybe like a small plane that, accidentally hit something. But when I heard about that he did the IRS building, and then that's when I kind of got worried that maybe it was like a 9/11 terrorist attack.
Yeah, I also found out online I follow news organizations on Twitter, and the first thing I saw was man crashed plane into building that has IRS employees and other federal officials, which they cannot disclose. Right. So I also wasn't sure if it was going to be a terrorist attack or if it was something intentional or not. But then reports started coming out that there were witnesses that saw the plane was it wasn't accidental, in other words. It was going straight for the building. Do you all happen to know anybody at all that was either working there or might have been close by? Anyone that lives in Austin?
My cousin actually lives 7 miles from the building that got hit. So he didn't know what to do. I know he went on Facebook and he was like, oh my goodness, a plane actually crashed near my house. So he was a little bit shocked up. He didn't know anybody. Luckily, thank God, nobody that we knew was in there, but it was really shocking.
I personally didn't know anybody that was involved, so.
Okay, and how do you all feel about Joe Stax's daughter? She's an adult, she lives in Norway. She had a phone interview with ABC's Good Morning America, and she clearly said that she sees her father as a hero. What do you think about that?
I disagree with her. I don't think he's a hero for doing that because he wanted to harm the building and the tax people, and it's just, I don't think that he could be considered a hero after that.
I think he wanted some attention and he wanted some press, and obviously this wasn't the way to go about doing it, but he did what he did, and I think it is sad that she feels that he is a hero, but there's other ways of doing it.
Yeah, do you all have any other comments? Have you heard anything else about the plane crash or anyone that was involved with it? Maybe about the Vietnam veteran who unfortunately passed away?
Well, at first I didn't think that anybody had passed away because they said that there was no deaths involved, but later on they said that there was. But I think it's sad because it was a veteran, and he's somebody that we all look up to and who is a hero.
Yeah, the saddest part, in my opinion, was that that man, Mr. Hunter, his son, later put out a statement saying that if Mr. Joe Stack had just called him and talked to him, his father would have helped him through it because he was that kind of employee. And so in their opinion, it's tragic that their father was the one taken of all the employees, At the same time, don't get me wrong, it was one person aside from Mr. Stack. But I don't see any justice or any reason why anyone's life should have been taken to begin with.
Right.
So, okay, now on a little bit of a lighter subject, I wanted to discuss the Toyota issue with you. I know they had one recall. Now they've had a second one. What are your opinions on Toyota in general?
I think it's sad because Toyota for a long time has been a name that everybody can trust. I mean, my mom has a Toyota Camry and she's had it for years. And when this broke out, we were just like really surprised and we were just taken unexpectedly. But I think Toyota's going to have to do a lot of damage control to fix the problem.